Welcome to the 2000th video. Yes, I'm not going to wait until the end of this video to say thank you. This is my 2000th video. This is my milestone video. I'm doing it now. Since you saw my last video of Impact Wrestling, this is going to be basically a full review of what I saw, because I have seen it. But before I do that, I want to say thank you. I don't have to wait till the end of this video to do it. I'm just going to say it now. I've been doing this for 10 years, and by my numbers, because YouTube had me numbers that are either higher than this, but I go by the videos that were able to be uploaded and seen, not just uploaded. For me, this is my 2000th one. 2 grand, baby. It's kind of weird to think I've done 2000 something legitimately, so it's kind of weird, but it's kind of cool at the same time. I'm not that type of person that's going to go, oh, I'm going to go and drink. I don't drink. I'm not going to go party. I'm just going to keep being who I am. So I had to say it like that. Hope you enjoy this video, I think. So, what did we get here? Option C. That I'm not putting as it. I might put it as the title, Option C. Full review, Option C. That might be the title of this. So, we got opening Josh, Maclin, Moose, Bobby Fish. I'm going like, this is what we got in the very beginning of the show. Now, was it bad? No. Moose talked well. Bully Ray talked well. I didn't say it earlier, but I had to say it now. Bully Ray, he talked well and made it very clear that he's not doing it the way he did. And he's not lying about it. He's not sugarcoating it. I know I was a dick. I know I did a lot of nasty stuff. I know that. I did whatever I had to do. But this time around coming back, I just want to do it right for once. That's what he made this all about. Maclin didn't believe him. Moose is saying that he basically patterned himself after Bully Ray as a scumbag. He said Bully Ray's a scumbag, and hey, I like scumbags. I'm a scumbag. Ain't nothing wrong with it. It's got me where I am today. And then he gave a little bit of credit to Josh, like just a tiny little bit. Then Bobby Fish comes out. And guys, look, I don't hate Bobby. Bobby's a good wrestler. But when it comes to doing his promos, that boy sucks. Sucks. You know who did the best promo? Maclin. Maclin, to me, did the best promo. Yes, Moose is great as a promoist. He knows how to talk on the mic. But the person that looked the best was Maclin. Not only has he gotten the most credibility, he made it very clear, I'm coming at you. I'm not going to be like Bully. I'm not going to politic my ass and back. How the hell did you get in the damn match in the first place, Bully? What did you do? In other words, what dick did you suck to get into it? I felt that he had the all-around best promo. Moose had the second best. And when it came to Bully, not because he didn't do a good job. We got to remember this. This is not about just making it all about Bully. We got to do something with Maclin. We got to do something with Moose. And that's what I thought I saw. If they're not going to make Maclin look good by the end of Bully Ray's run in Impact Wrestling, if they don't make him look good, this was a total big waste of time, because the best person to get over the most is Maclin, not Josh. Josh is now a 2-time champ. Whether you like him or not, whether you think he can't do the work right or not, it's irrelevant. The next person that's got to be built up is Maclin. There ain't nobody else they got. Now, first match, Tasha Steelz versus Killer Kelly. I'm going to tell you this. When I looked at that match, because I do remember it. I do remember, and I thought it was going to be on Bound for Glory. That's what I thought it was going to be. But it wasn't. It's transferred here, which I thought that made no sense. It should have been on Bound for Glory. But this is what we got. And to be honest, I wish this could have been saved, if it wasn't for Bound for Glory, for the next Impact Plus show. Because when you see this, it felt like a waste. A no DQ match on Impact TV that should have been saved for the Impact Plus show. It wasn't the fact that it was a good match or a bad match. Seeing that Kelly got attacked before the match happened, fine. It's a no DQ match. She could have done that while they were having the match. And the match was fine, and eventually she did interject herself. There was no problem. But in the end, we get Tasha getting choked out by the chain, and she taps out. Fine, I'm fine with it. But I wish it could have been done on an Impact Plus show, or better yet, Bound for Glory. Since you have been building up, going into before Bound for Glory, saying that Killer Kelly is going through the roster, and now has focused on Tasha Steelz, who feels more legitimate. Understand, when you look at Tasha Steelz and Killer Kelly, I felt they were more legitimate than Jordynne Grace and a Marsha Slamovich. I'm not talking about the ring work. I'm just talking about how the story has been built. Marsha has not been built correctly. And no matter what anyone leaves below that is not a subscriber, I leave it open for anybody. They're going to say, you don't get it. People love Marsha. It's not the point. We go by what we see Marsha's booked as on Impact Wrestling. Seeing how great she works in death matches on the indies means zero. Bumpkiss. It makes no difference. It counts how she's booked. People love her because they know her indie work. But does that mean the work she's done in Impact has been good? No. I get more from Killer Kelly in that short amount of time they've been booking her since she came back before the pandemic than I get from Marsha, who's been there near the end of this year. From the beginning of this year until now. Kelly has been here less than her. And it's not because I knew Kelly was coming in. I didn't realize Kelly was coming in. They barely showed her or didn't show at all. And that was back in 2019 to 20. Remember, she couldn't come in when the pandemic came in. One, she got hurt. And then the pandemic happened and she was home. But seeing the last couple of months she's here, I get more from Kelly. So it makes no difference. And this could have been saved for an Impact Plus show. I'm saying it now. It should have been. Yes, the match wasn't great, but it wasn't bad either. It should have been saved. It would have been something interesting. Let's move on. 6-way X Division match. You got the guy that is from New Japan Pro Wrestling. Can't remember his name. You got Dorado Kid. You got, and I got something to say about Alex Zane. I got something to say. Trey. I got something to say. And Black Taurus and Kenny King. The match was fine. The ones that looked the best was Alex, was Dorado Kid, and Black Taurus. Everyone else was alright, but those two shined the best. And the one that shined the most between the three was Alex Zane. But here's the thing that gets me. Why wasn't this something to be set up for a number one contender? Because we haven't heard anything from Mike Bailey. Now, I know what happened at the end of the show. I'm just saying. This could have been set up for the next X Division title match. You could have Mike Bailey in it. Instead of them saying, well, we're going to get this done. Mike Bailey's not getting his shot. We're going to do a 6-way dance and give Mike Bailey, along with everyone else in that match, the opportunity to get the next number one contender spot. That's what they could have done. And they're going to say this. There's not going to be any images in this video, but when you see the end of the match, you see Alex Zane dealing with Trey. Trey whacks him in the face like he normally does with his foot. When he does that move, you guys, if you have not, you know what? I got to put an image in. This will be the only image I'm putting in here. You see Alex Zane land straight on his skull. Here. Yeah, I think I'll show myself. Here. Not there. Here. And his neck was stiff as a board. Trey fucked up that bit. He fucked up that spot so badly. Why is this thing so bright? He fucked that spot up so bad. It was ridiculously bad what he did. That was hard. Yes, I'm hoping Alex is fine. I'm hoping that's all right. And he didn't crack any vertebrae. But what he did it bad. He didn't land on his shoulders. He landed on his freaking head. And his head was stiff, straight as a freaking board when he hit that damn thing. That was bad. And no, understand, I love Trey. The guy's a great wrestler. But that was the worst spot spot you can see. When you saw Alex grabbing his neck, his head and his neck, I was hoping he could move. That's how bad that was. That was a terrible spot. I'm just saying. Now, we got a little bit of something. We got to talk with Scott talking to Josh about what happened with Bully Ray in the ring, trying to warn him. Then we got Bully Ray being talked to by... I'm not surprised that Tommy was going to be used because they are legitimate friends, very close old friends. And legitimately, when you see the situation with them, that talk was a good one. And it made sense for Tommy to be saying, dude, if you're really doing this, I'm in your corner. But if you fuck me, because I'm putting myself out there, please don't do this to me. And Bully Ray says simply, have I ever disrespected you? Have I ever? Now, talking about storyline, he's talking about real life. That's what they're trying to go with. Did I ever do anything to screw you over in real life? From the day you met me when I went to ECW, you got me my first job. Did I screw you? He says no. Then trust me. Now, they want to prove that he could be trusted, so now they're going to have a match. And now the two people that, and I did hear this, and I got something to say also about Velvet Sky. Don't think I'm not going to forget about Velvet. Because of what she said on Twitter. I got something to say about that. But now Ace Austin, who just did an extension right now. He hasn't re-signed. He just extended his contract. And you got, I think, how many years was it? 5 years for Chris Bay? I think 5 years for Chris Bay. And Ace Austin signed an extension. I don't know how long it is. He just signed an extension in his contract. Not re-signed a new contract. So we know Chris Bay is staying for 5 years, if I'm right. But Ace Austin, we don't know. He just signed an extension. Don't know how long it is. Now they're going to be facing him. I don't know how to feel about that. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm not saying it's a good thing. But then when you see Juice Robinson with them as a Bullet Club member, you wonder, is Juice going to stay there for a little bit, or is just a couple of tapings, which it looks like with Impact Wrestling, that's the way it is. I'm just saying. Now, Dango, Dice, and I know one of my subscribers is going to love this. You got Dirty Dango, you got Ziggy Dice, and you got the Johnny Swinger, all in the same shot together. And with guys dressed in, I don't even remember what it was. I think the Nutcracker suits for soldiers from the Nutcracker. I could be wrong. I don't remember what they're dressed as. But if I'm remembering correctly, they look like they were soldiers from the Nutcracker. Just miniaturized. And I'm going like, well, Dirty Dango's there for a little bit, for a couple of tapings. Thank you. I got to say it just like Chad Gable. Thank you. Shush. Got to say it. If you're saying, dude, why are you saying shush? Shush. Dirty Dango, I understand, had been in Impact before. Yeah. He's been around for a long time. Been wrestling since 16. What is he now? 38 to 40 years old, I believe. I'm not sure about his age. But he's in his 30s, easily nearing 40 now. He's not young. He's in his 30s, nearing 40. So seeing him there and knowing the work that he did with Tyler Breeze as Breezango, the guy has comedic ability. Will that translate to Ziggy and Johnny making something interesting for the next couple of weeks? Because we know we're going to do tapings for the next couple of weeks. And the question is going to be, will they show it? Because, let's be honest. This got to be honest. And even to my friend here, the one who loves Ziggy Dice and Johnny Swinger. Do you actually believe Impact Wrestling is going to do bits in the back? Possibly. They could have done something with Ziggy for a while ago. They could have done something with Johnny a while ago. No, they've done absolutely nothing. Yes, they've been trying to be more serious. Does not mean you can't do something with Ziggy and you can't do something with Johnny. Now you got pretty much Dirty Dango there. The question's going to be, will they do some bits in the back with him while he wrestles? I don't know. Would it work though? Knowing Dirty Dango, he's a very funny guy. It would work. The question's going to be, will they allow it to work? Now, I kind of wish Velvet Sky was there because standing as it is, Velvet gets her jollies off on the guy gyrating just like an Elvis Presley. I'm just saying. And I know I can say something about the Motor City Machine Guns dealing with Heath and Rhino. I'm going to leave it because I do believe sooner or later something's going to happen between the two teams where they could team. Well, there's either going to be a team up because I don't think Honor No More is over, and it's going to be an 8-man tag. That could happen. Yes, I know they're going to have their match next week, but I'm just saying that something's going to happen during that tag. I'm just saying. I'm just going to leave it. Now, what do I feel about Matt Cardona versus Harmondo Gunja? Since it was because of the gauntlet, I can understand it. Because he was eliminated by Gunja. Seeing that there's a good chance the major players are now back because Brian Myers came out during the match, opened up his jacket to mess with Gunja. Gunja looked like a stupid, idiotic face and took his eyes off the ball and got his ass whooped by Matt Cardona. Does this mean the major players are back? I don't know. Maybe. It's going to depend on how they're going to book them. Because as far as I can tell, they're the only ones that don't have a tag title win. Once Honor No More drops those titles, Brian and Matt may become the next champions. I'm not saying they will. I'm just saying they may. Final match of the night. That will be Josh Alexander versus Bobby Fish in Albany, New York, near my own home turf. Was it a bad match? No. Did both of them look good during the match? Not completely. I think when it came to Bobby, he did botch a little bit during the middle of the match, like 2 or 3 times. No, 2 times. It wasn't that bad. The second one was a very light botch. The second one was kind of a moderate. When you see Josh at the very end of the match, once he was put into the triangle choke by Bobby, he tried to lift him up to do a Roman Reigns and just slam his ass. He couldn't do it. He made it look so bad when he tried to lift him up and then tries to do, barely able to lift him, and tries to do a knee to his back, to do a backbreaker on his knee. That one looked really bad. He should have never done that. I think both of them weigh about the same weight, and Josh was dumb enough to do that. And I know people will say, oh, now you're finally saying something about Josh. I always say something if they do it wrong. I've always said Josh has never been the best talker, but it's what we got. I've never said he was one of the greatest wrestlers, but what we got is what we got. Josh botched that. He should have never tried to do a backbreaker on the knee while having him in his arm like that. He could have actually hurt Bobby Fish. And next to what happened to Alex Zane, I don't want to see a Bobby Fish hurt on Impact Wrestling, even though I think Bobby's not one of the greatest wrestlers or one of the greatest talkers. I don't want to see no one hurt. But the final thing is at the end of the show, and I'm really pissed I couldn't see it last night, but this is what we got. We got when I realized, hearing a Kaz when he was talking with Trey as well as for Mike, that we'll see, because Trey was trying to put himself over, Mike was trying to be respectful, putting himself over, and Kaz, but Kaz says, well, we'll see. He didn't say, okay, no problem, I'm going after you, or I'm going after you. He said, pretty much, they once called me the future, and I see the future is pretty bright, but we'll see. So when the match was over, he marches out. He says to Josh, congratulations on this win. Congratulations on your win at Bound for Glory. Congratulations that you've been doing great work. But as everyone else has been doing something, I'm going to do it now. I am clearly right now, which kind of is confusing. At this point, I am calling my shot option C. This is where I'm going, what the actual fuck are they doing? Are they not following their own fucking rules? Isn't option C only allowed at a major pay-per-view like Bound for Glory? How is he going to cash in option C when we already passed Bound for Glory? He can't do that. If I'm remembering correctly, Bound for Glory or Slammiversary, normally it's Bound for Glory, not Slammiversary. The option C was activated at Slammiversary, and it kept going into Bound for Glory. When do you do option C after a major pay-per-view Bound for Glory? You don't. So this shows if no one understands what I've been saying about booking in Impact Wrestling, you are now taking a gimmick that was started at Slammiversary with Austin Aries, if I remember correctly. And it has been carried on for years. Sometimes they left it alone, but usually it would be carried into Bound for Glory only. Now, you are taking that very gimmick concept that normally would make sense at a pay-per-view like Bound for Glory. I'm getting angry. And you're using it afterward. Really? What is the point of the gimmick then? That is supposed to give some relevance to the X Division. Now you're going outside what it was created to be. It was created going into Bound for Glory. It's always meant for Bound for Glory. There was no announcement, from what I understand, that the option C can be used at any time. Now, have there been a moment where it probably was used outside? I don't remember. Maybe there was. But in this situation, being so far after Bound for Glory, I know there's only been a couple of days to a week. Yes, I know. But still, I don't agree with it. I don't. It makes you think, okay, they got nothing for Kaz to do. He's not going up against Bayley. He's not going up against Trey. He's not going up against Black Taurus. He's not going up against, hopefully, Alex Zane, who's okay. Or Laredo Kid. He's not going to give them any option now to wrestle him. So now you got him doing option C after Bound for Glory. That is stupid. Now, for me personally, that's what it feels like. Someone else maybe, dude, this is great. Now we're going to use the option C outside of Bound for Glory. Then what was the point of making in the first place for Bound for Glory? To make the X Division... Calm down. The X Division was so fucked up when they created the concept. That's the reason for it. And no matter how much you may like Mike Bailey, or Trey, or Kaz for that matter, they still don't book the X Division correctly. How many storylines have you heard the X Division having? Not much. Almost zero. When did the people in the X Division meant something? Unless they're connected to one of the storylines, the X Division has had nothing. Look, they used to have storylines for AJ Styles. They had the storylines for Samoa Joe. They had the storylines for Kurt Angle in the damn X Division. Even Jeff Jarrett was dealing with it. Or Sting trying to get the X Division at one point a long time ago. Not talking about the heavyweight title for the NWA or TNA. Just, they always had something good for the X Division. Now, the one thing that made the X Division relevant, really important, that the guy who, or girl at this point, trying to make something going into Bound for Glory. Now, they're not doing it at Bound for Glory now. Of course, they could just reset it back next year, but this year? Don't agree. But it's just me. Peace.